60 years ago, something happened that shook the very foundation of humanity and changed the fate of Earth forever. Out of nowhere, strange beings descended from the sky, creatures that no one had ever seen before. These mysterious entities were later called scavengers, or simply scavs. Their arrival was not peaceful. The very first act of these invaders was an unimaginable strike. They destroyed the moon. In one moment, Earth's natural balance was thrown into chaos. The destruction of the moon caused massive tidal waves to rise from the oceans, monstrous tsunamis that swallowed entire coastlines. Volcanoes erupted violently across the planet, spewing ash and fire into the sky. Massive earthquakes shook the land relentlessly, toppling cities and turning the world into a place of terror and death. Billions of lives were lost in just a short time. While humans were still reeling from these unimaginable disasters, trying to survive and make sense of the destruction, the scavengers launched their second attack. This time, they sent a deadly army to Earth, a force specifically designed to hunt down and wipe out any surviving humans. Faced with the threat of total extinction, humanity had no choice but to unleash their most dangerous weapon, nuclear bombs. A fierce and devastating war broke out. In the end, the humans managed to win, but their victory was hollow. Though they defeated the scavenger army, they had burned and poisoned their own planet in the process. Earth was left in ruins, scarred and lifeless. With no way to rebuild, humans were forced to abandon their home. The entire human race migrated to Titan, the largest moon of Saturn, seeking a new beginning among the stars. But before leaving Earth completely, humans built a massive space station called the Tet. This colossal structure floated between Earth and Titan, controlling and overseeing the Great Migration. It became the command center for everything related to Earth's final mission. Only 2 humans remain on Earth now, Jack Harper and his partner, Victoria. These two are part of a highly specialized team with an important responsibility. Deep in the oceans, humans have installed massive hydro rigs. These gigantic machines extract salt water and convert it into fusion energy, which is then sent to Titan to sustain the human population living there. These rigs are Earth's last purpose, the lifeline for humanity's future. Even though the scavengers lost the war, shadows of them still remain. Hidden remnants of their forces lurk in the ruins of Earth, and they constantly attempt to sabotage the hydro rigs. To protect these rigs, humans built advanced drones. These high-tech flying machines patrol the skies day and night, destroying any threat they detect. Jack's job is to repair and maintain these drones whenever they malfunction or get damaged. Victoria, on the other hand, stays in their high-rise station, monitoring Jack's movements, guiding him through dangerous terrain, and reporting everything to Tet. Together, they form a perfect team, relying on each other completely. Over time, a romantic bond has also developed between them, but there's a mystery in their lives. 5 years ago, both of their memories were completely erased. They don't remember their lives before this mission, who they were, where they came from, or what they had loved and lost. The year is now 2077. Victoria is happy that their mission will end in just 2 weeks. Soon, they will finally leave Earth and go to Titan, never to return. But Jack is different. He feels uneasy, restless. Night after night, he has strange dreams, flashes of faces, moments, and places that feel real, but that he cannot fully recall. It's as if a part of him still remembers something vital. Deep inside, Jack believes Earth is still his true home, not Titan. During their daily routines, they often communicate with a woman named Sally, who appears on a large screen. Sally is the voice of Tet, giving them orders and instructions. Jack and Victoria follow her commands strictly. One day, Sally informs them that 2 drones have gone offline. Jack immediately descends to the surface to fix them. He repairs one drone successfully, but the second one is nowhere to be found. Determined to complete his task, Jack takes out a sleek, high-tech bike from his flying ship and speeds off to search for it, ignoring Victoria's warnings about the danger. As Jack rides through the desolate wasteland, his radar picks up a signal deep underground. He discovers a hidden tunnel beneath the surface. With no time to waste, he carefully descends into the darkness. The tunnel is silent except for the echo of his own footsteps. As he ventures deeper, he finally reaches the signal's source. But instead of finding a drone, he sees a strange sensor device lying on the ground. Suddenly, Jack realizes it's a trap. Before he can react, a rope snags his leg and yanks him upward violently. Hanging helplessly, Jack draws his gun and shoots the rope, freeing himself just in time. But as he tries to escape, someone above cuts another rope, sending him crashing down. Out of the shadows, figures emerge. Dark, fast-moving creatures surround him. Scavengers. They close in on him, growling and ready to attack. Jack realizes something strange. If the scavs truly wanted to kill him, they would have done it already. Instead, they seem intent on capturing him alive. Just as they are about to overpower him, a loud mechanical roar echoes from the sky. A drone swoops down like a deadly hawk. Its powerful guns and laser blasts light up the darkness, tearing through the scavs. Explosions erupt around Jack as the scavs are wiped out in seconds. Jack survives, but fear and suspicion take root in his heart. As he searches the area, Jack finds an old, dusty religious book, a relic from a time long past. He carefully picks it up, sensing it holds meaning. When he returns to the surface, he discovers something infuriating. His high-tech bike is gone. The scavs must have stolen it during the chaos. Frustrated and angry, Jack heads back to his station, knowing he narrowly escaped death today, but also lost a valuable drone and his bike. Later that night, disaster strikes. A massive explosion rocks the ocean. One of the hydro rigs has been completely destroyed. Flames and black smoke fill the sky as the structure crumbles. Jack rushes to the site and investigates. He discovers that the scavs used stolen drone fuel cells to cause the blast. These fuel cells are incredibly powerful. Just one can destroy a mountain. As Jack examines the wreckage, he notices mysterious signals being sent into space from the area. He realizes the scavs are behind this too. Determined to stop them, Jack tracks the source of the transmission. When he arrives, he finds nothing but empty space. After some effort, he manages to cut the connection, preventing further communication. Jack tells Victoria he wants to explore even farther, even near the radiation zone. This area is strictly off-limits, said to be so deadly that anyone who enters would instantly burn to ashes. Victoria panics and tries to stop him, but Jack reassures her that he won't cross the boundary. Still, he can't shake his curiosity. Jack travels to a secret place he has kept hidden from Victoria. It's a small, makeshift home he built in the ruins, a sanctuary filled with relics of the past. Books, records, and keepsakes from old Earth are carefully preserved here. Jack sits quietly, looking at these fragments of history. He still believes Earth is worth saving. Suddenly, a blinding light streaks across the sky and crashes into the ground nearby. It's a mysterious spacecraft falling from space. Jack's heart races as he rushes to his ship and flies toward the crash site. On the way, he reports to Victoria, telling her about the unknown object. She becomes alarmed. Sally appears on the screen, her voice cold and commanding, ordering Jack to turn back immediately. She says drones will handle the situation. Victoria echoes Sally's command, but Jack refuses. He insists that the site's security is his responsibility and he must see it with his own eyes. When Jack reaches the crash site, he is stunned. The wreckage is scattered across the ground. Among it are numerous sleeping chambers, each containing a human being in deep hibernation. Jack is speechless. He thought no humans remained on Earth. Before he can process this discovery, drones suddenly swoop down and open fire on the chambers. The people inside are slaughtered one by one. Horrified, Jack tries to stop the drones, but Sally has gone offline. There's no way to control them remotely. In a desperate attempt, Jack manages to save one chamber from destruction. Inside it is a woman. Jack rescues her and takes her back to his station. When they arrive, Victoria's reaction is anything but welcoming. She is visibly upset and suspicious of this mysterious woman. Soon, the woman awakens. Weak and disoriented, she introduces herself as Julia. Her voice trembles as she tries to comprehend what's happening. Victoria coldly informs her that her entire team is dead and she has been in deep sleep for the past 60 years. The world has changed completely. Earth is now empty, and humans live on Titan. Jack and Victoria question Julia about what happened to her, but she refuses to answer. The only thing she demands is her flight recorder, which she claims is still at the crash site. The problem? Nighttime is too dangerous. Scavs roam freely in the dark. They'll have to wait until morning. That night, while Julia sleeps, Jack speaks with Victoria privately. He asks if she remembers anything about her life before the mission. She shakes her head and reminds him that their memories were erased for a reason. She warns Jack not to trust Julia, emphasizing that their duty is to complete the mission, not to question it. With that, Victoria leaves him alone, her distrust of Julia growing. When Victoria is gone, Julia quietly approaches Jack. She whispers, asking what will happen to her now. Jack tells her that once Tet comes online in the morning, someone will arrive to take her away, but Julia insists they must retrieve her flight recorder. Jack initially refuses, but her desperation convinces him. Without telling Victoria, they secretly return to the crash site at dawn. They recover the recorder, but before they can leave, scavs surround them and knock Jack unconscious. When he wakes, he finds himself tied to a chair under a harsh spotlight. A deep, commanding voice echoes from the darkness. "I've been watching you for a long time," it says. Jack angrily shouts back that his memories have been erased. He doesn't know anything. The voice laughs bitterly and replies, "Yes, your memories were erased because they were too valuable to fall into the wrong hands." Then comes the question, have you ever actually seen a real scavenger? Jack falls silent. At that moment, the voice commands, "Lights!" The room floods with brightness, and Jack gasps in shock. All around him are humans, not alien creatures. The man in front steps forward, revealing himself as Malcolm, the leader of the resistance. He explains the horrifying truth. The scavs are not aliens. They are the last surviving humans on Earth. The drones Jack has been repairing, they are killing humans, not protecting them. Malcolm takes Jack to a captured drone and explains their plan. They have a nuclear bomb and a drone shell, but the drone won't recognize their commands. It only obeys Jack's DNA. They need Jack to deliver the bomb to Tet to destroy it. Jack refuses. He argues that there are humans aboard Tet, but Malcolm insists there aren't. Tensions rise, and someone in the crowd shoots at Jack. Fortunately, his suit protects him. Suddenly, Tet's drones arrive, having tracked Jack's DNA signal. A fierce battle erupts. The humans fight bravely while Malcolm leads Jack and Julia through a secret escape tunnel. Before parting, Malcolm asks Jack, "Why have you always avoided the radiation zone?" The real truth lies there. Outside, they find Jack's stolen bike. Malcolm gives it to them and they ride away. But the bike's battery dies partway, forcing them to walk. They eventually reach the ruins of the Empire State Building. There, Jack demands the truth from Julia. She reveals everything. Her mission, called Odyssey, was the first flight to Titan. Weeks before launch, they detected a mysterious alien object. To investigate safely, the crew was put into deep sleep. That alien object turned out to be Tet. Jack and Victoria were part of her crew. They must have been awakened first, while the others remained asleep. Jack is overwhelmed and refuses to believe her. But then Julia tells him she is his wife and shows him a wedding ring, the same ring he gave her long ago. Memories flood back into Jack's mind. His past comes rushing back. He embraces Julia tightly, his heart breaking with the truth. Meanwhile, Victoria, watching through the station's cameras, sees Jack hugging Julia. Her jealousy and heartbreak turn to rage. When Jack and Julia return, Victoria refuses to open the door. She contacts Tet and reports that their partnership is broken. Sally's cold voice responds, "Are you still an effective team?" Victoria, through tears, says, "No, we are not an effective team." The door opens, but instead of help, a massive drone emerges and immediately shoots Victoria dead. Jack screams in horror as the drone then targets him. In that moment, Julia grabs the ship's gun and blasts the drone apart. Smoke fills the air as Sally's image appears on the monitor. Jack yells, "You killed her! Why?" Sally replies emotionlessly, "Sometimes things get out of control." She then orders Jack to bring Julia to Tet immediately. Jack realizes he has been a pawn in a deadly game. He and Julia flee, but dozens of drones give chase. An intense aerial battle unfolds. Jack shoots down drone after drone, but they keep coming. During the chase, Jack's ship crosses into the forbidden radiation zone. What he sees there stops him cold. A man is repairing a drone, and that man looks exactly like Jack. It's his clone. Both men freeze, staring at each other in shock. Then, a brutal fight breaks out. In the struggle, a gun goes off, and Julia is shot. Enraged, Jack beats his clone unconscious. With Julia bleeding out, Jack frantically searches for medical supplies. He spots another flying ship nearby labeled Tech 52, while his own was Tech 49. He sneaks aboard, identifies himself as Tech 52, and gains access to a medical kit. As he returns, he encounters another Victoria, the clone's partner. She invites him to stay, but Jack sadly declines, knowing she isn't his Victoria. He rushes back, saves Julia's life, and then returns to Malcolm. The full truth now comes out. Tet never wanted to help humans. It was an alien AI that attacked Earth, destroyed the moon, and caused natural disasters to weaken humanity. Then, it deployed its army, not scavs, but cloned soldiers. Jack and Victoria were cloned thousands of times, their memories erased, and sent to kill real humans while thinking they were fighting aliens. Malcolm shows Jack proof of Tet's destruction across other planets. Earth was just its latest target. Jack finally accepts reality and agrees to help. He fits the nuclear bomb into a captured drone, intending to send it to Tet, but during a fierce battle, the drone is destroyed. With no other choice, Jack decides to deliver the bomb himself. Julia insists on going too, since Tet specifically ordered Jack to bring her. As they fly toward Tet, Jack plays Julia's flight recorder. the memories become crystal clear. He remembers being the commander of the Titan mission, with Victoria as his co-pilot and Sally as their NASA director. When Tet appeared, NASA sent their ship to investigate. As they approached, Tet took control and began pulling them in. At the last moment, Jack separated the section containing the sleeping crew. That section drifted in space for 60 years before finally crashing on Earth. The same crash Julia survived. The rest of the ship, with Jack and Victoria inside, was consumed by Tet. Now, Jack fully understands everything. When he arrives at Tet, Sally's voice greets him, suspicious of his intentions. She gives him 5 seconds to explain why he is there. Jack calmly says he has come to save humanity. Believing his sincerity, Tet allows him inside. Inside, Jack is stunned. Thousands of clones of himself and Victoria are suspended in pods, ready to be deployed. Sally isn't a real person. She's just a hologram based on an old NASA director. Jack opens the sleeping chamber he supposedly brought Julia in, but it's not Julia inside, it's Malcolm. Together, they activate the bomb. The explosion is massive, completely annihilating Tet and all its clones. Jack and Malcolm sacrifice themselves, ensuring Earth's freedom. On Earth, Julia awakens at Jack's secret cabin, surrounded by his cherished relics. She watches the sky as Tet explodes, tears streaming down her face. She realizes Jack is gone forever. Time passes. 3 years later, Julia has a young daughter, Jack's daughter. One day, Malcolm's surviving fighters arrive. Among them is another Jack, Tech 52, the clone Jack had once fought. When he sees Julia, memories awaken within him. Recognition shines in his eyes. Julia realizes that even though the Jack she loved is gone, this Jack has his memories and love. And so, the story of Oblivion concludes. The tale of a man who gave his life to save humanity, and another version of him who carried on his legacy, proving that even in the darkest times, love and hope can never be destroyed.